right, let's talk about something that hits close to home for almost all of us, the job of a manager. And here's the thing. That job, the one we all thought we knew, it's been completely flipped on its head.
So I'm going to ask you a tough question right out of the gate. Is your management style obsolete? Oof, I know. It's a bit of a gut punch, but we have to be real here. The old playbook, the one from just 5, maybe 10 years ago, it's pretty much gathering dust on the shelf.
And why is this happening? Well, it's not just one thing. It's kind of this perfect storm of 3 huge forces. First, you've got AI, which is now handling a ton of the routine stuff. Then there's remote work, which completely changed the game on how we collaborate. And on top of that, you have these new cultural expectations. People want psychological safety, they want to feel a sense of purpose. The entire landscape has changed.
And all of this leads to what we're calling the Great Management Rewrite. So what's the big idea here? It's a huge shift in focus. It's less about managing knowledge and ticking off tasks, and way, way more about enabling your people to truly shine.
So what does this new skill set even look like? Think of it like a recipe. It's a very deliberate blend. It's not about picking one or the other. You absolutely need those hard skills, things like strategic thinking, knowing your way around data. But you have to mix them seamlessly with the soft skills, your emotional intelligence, your communication, being adaptable. You need the whole package.
And you know what's fascinating? The reason these soft skills are suddenly front and center. Because AI and automation are handling all that routine, predictable work. The stuff that makes us uniquely human. Things like empathy, motivating someone, making a real connection. Those aren't just nice-to-haves anymore, no way. They are now premium, high-value assets.
Okay, let's start with the hard skills. We're calling this the strategic toolkit. And this is really about building up your ability to analyze and think ahead so you can actually navigate the chaos of the modern business world. So, what do we even mean by strategic thinking? It's pretty simple, really. It's the ability to just zoom out, to pull yourself up out of the daily weeds. The endless emails, the Slack notifications, putting out fires, and to see how the work your team is doing right now connects to the big, overarching mission of the company.
And look, this isn't some fuzzy, abstract concept. We've got 4 concrete steps you can take to build that strategic muscle. It's all about creating new habits, right? So you regularly step back and check your goals. You stay plugged into what's happening in your industry. You talk to people in other departments to break out of your silo. And you practice scenario planning, playing the what-if game. That's how you make the leap from being just a task coordinator to someone who creates real value.
All right, the second tool in this toolkit is data literacy. And here's the deal with data. It's your best friend when it comes to clarity, credibility, and consistency. It makes your message clear, it gives your decisions weight, and it lets you evaluate performance fairly. It's basically the bedrock of objective leadership.
And this really shows the difference, doesn't it? On one side, you have the old way, going with your gut, which, let's be honest, is often just a fancy word for our own biases. And on the other side, you have evidence-based decisions. They're objective, you can defend them, and they lead to way better insights. It's a no-brainer, really.
Okay, so having a great strategy and all the data in the world, that's awesome. But it's only half the story. And that brings us to the other, absolutely crucial part, the human connection. Because think about it, what good are great ideas if you can't get your team on board? This is all about mastering EQ and communication.
You've probably heard this quote, and it is so spot on. If IQ gets you hired, EQ gets you promoted. It just perfectly nails the reality of today's workplace. Yeah, your technical smarts will get you in the door, but it's your ability to handle emotions, yours and everyone else's, that's going to define how successful you are as a leader.
And EQ isn't some mysterious, fuzzy thing. You can actually break it down into 4 solid pillars. It all starts with self-awareness, knowing your own triggers. Then there's empathy, really trying to walk in your team's shoes. It's also about motivation, tapping into what really drives people beyond just a paycheck. And finally, social skills, being able to build real rapport and navigate those tricky office relationships.
This leads right into communication, and we have got to stop calling this a soft skill. It's not. It's a core operational capability. Think of it like the central nervous system for your team. Without it, everything falls apart.
So what does great communication actually involve? Well, it's a few key things. It's about painting a clear picture of the why behind the work. It's learning how to give feedback that's both constructive and kind. And this one is huge. It's about active listening. I mean, really listening to understand, not just waiting for your turn to speak. And it's about creating a space where everyone, even the quietest person on the team, feels safe enough to speak up.
All right, on to our last key skill set. And honestly, in the world we live in now, this one might just be the most important of all: leading through uncertainty. This is all about being adaptable and resilient when everything feels like it's constantly changing.
Here's the big mindset shift you need to make. Change isn't some big storm that happens once in a while. It's the new weather. It's a continuous, rolling wave. And in that kind of environment, your team is looking to you to be that steady hand at the helm, the calm voice that gives them confidence.
And your mindset here is everything. You've got two choices. The reactive manager digs in their heels, resists change, and when things go wrong, their first question is, whose fault is this? But the modern leader, they have a learning-oriented mindset. They see change as an opportunity, and they view mistakes not as failures, but as data points for learning.
Want a super practical tool for this? It's called the blameless postmortem. So when a project fails, instead of launching a blame game, the manager leads a conversation focused on just one question. What did we learn from this so we can do better next time? The psychology behind this is huge. It builds psychological safety, which means people aren't afraid to try new things and innovate.
Okay, so we've talked about the strategic toolkit, the human connection, and leading through uncertainty. So now, let's pull it all together and see what this blueprint for the modern leader actually looks like.
This chart right here is basically the before and after of management. And just look at the shift in every single row. Focus goes from tasks and deadlines to outcomes and people. Authority goes from because I'm the boss to earning trust and influence. Communication shifts from talking at people to facilitating a real dialogue. It is a complete transformation across the board.
So look, if you remember just one thing from all this, make it this. The big shift is from managing tasks to leading people. That right there is the heart and soul of the Great Management Rewrite.
So, to wrap it all up, what does this modern leader look like? They're strategic thinkers who connect work to a bigger purpose. They're emotionally intelligent leaders who build trust. They use data to make smart decisions. They're amazing communicators who listen as much as they talk. And they are resilient guides who can lead their teams through anything. That's the profile.
And with that, we're at the end. But really, this is just the beginning for you. So the final question isn't for me to answer, it's for you to think about. Looking at this blueprint, where are you going to start? Which one of these skills are you going to build first?